Hello, everybody. This is Professor Pixel here for the Extreme Movie Show to talk about Episode 8 of Resident Alien. Above me, as you can see, we have the real Dr. Bankman. Say hello, Bankman.
Hello, and for those who just realized we just got cut off a little bit because he's jumped the gun. Hi, I'm Dr. Bankman. Down below me is Professor Pixel, not Harry Potter, even though he looks like Harry Potter. And I want to let you guys know, this show is freaking awesome. If you haven't been watching it up to this part, you should be stop right now. Go back, go on the Sci-Fi Channel on YouTube. Free episodes. Watch these episodes. You're gonna laugh your ass off. And I'm sorry that if I swore because you don't like the word, then you shouldn't watch the show either because the show's kind of vulgar or crass, as I should say. But anyway, I can't believe I'm this show. I'm just so excited for the next episode, which comes out every Wednesday nights on the Sci-Fi Channel. And I think there's only 2 episodes left, but holy crap, is this just hilarious? Alan Tudyk in here. He is just the perfect alien. You know, what happened in the previous episode, though, the reason why we're seeing him, this is a still from this episode. They were on a glacier. He was looking for his device. He finally found it. We got Darcy comes up on a snowmobile along with Asta, and they tell him like, you shouldn't be up here. It's too dangerous. You could be on ice bridge right now. He's like, I'm fine, you know. And then he's like, so I love in this episode when he's landing. He's like, I wonder how he felt. It's because you're heavy. That's why we fell. The Darcy can I love how she gets so angry. His leg ends up being trapped under the debris, like a boulder, like a big chunk of glacier, and he's bleeding. And there's this blue glowing, and Astra, who's down there with him, notices this. Meanwhile, up on the ledge, we see Darcy getting into her gear, and she's able to, one of the snowmobiles that fell down. She's able to start climbing back up as she's doing this. So she's trying to get out to get rescued. And we learn that there's a snowstorm coming along with all this. You know, that they're gonna freeze to death if they don't get out. Mm-hmm. Basically what happens is that because Harry is injured, he starts reverting back to his alien form, and this is where Asta learns that Harry's not really Harry, and he's like, I'm an alien. She's like, oddly enough, that makes a lot of sense. He's so weird. I'm thinking like, yeah, and I was kind of happy that we see them bond in a deeper bond now. You know, the whole story about his wife. She even asked him about his truth. He's like, yes, you know, but we don't really, you know, it didn't really bother me until it was human form. When you got all these weird, nasty emotions. He's like, now I'm thinking about number 62. I was like, he's like, what, 62? I was like, yeah, out of 640 kids, I heard like that. She had. I was like, what, babies? I was like, he's like, yeah. And he's like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, unlike you humans, what we do, we basically drop our babies off into like this like climate where they have to like fight to the death if they survive. It's like
the way that he's talking about it, how his wife died giving birth to them, but that's just normal. Yeah. That's what they do.
Yeah. And she's like, wait, the baby's not stuff. It's like, wait, didn't you? It's like you slept with Harry's wife. And he was like, yeah. And if anything, she's the one that had sex with me. It says that. It's like she was all over me, and I was inside her. And she's like, but yeah, it's like you could have got her pregnant. He's like, no, if she would have been pregnant, she would have been dead. They would have bursting out of her stomach. That's something she's so.
Somebody needs to tell Harry that it's a little different here.
Yeah. But I love how like he's slowly turning, and she's kind of like at first scared, but then she realized, and then she's like, well, my dad taught me to, you know, to respect all creatures, you know, care on between them as their own. And he's like, what were you trying to hear? I was trying to find my radio. Yes, you stupid human. If you knew exactly, he's like, you know, my device was here to, you know, just kill you. But yeah, see, and we get the explanation too, touching back also on. This isn't the first time that they have been here. So remember the scientist from the previous episode, he learned that book that the aliens had been here before.
Yes.
So he touches on that too. It's like, yeah, we were basically here the first time we discovered you, and the second time he's like, well, this is more like a checkup. Like, what's wrong? It's like, well, you guys are kind of like the chicken. Give an example. He says like the chicken. The chicken sits on the egg to a perfect amount of time. The egg will turn into a healthy little baby chick. You guys right now, basically, if basically were the bad,
You're spoiled.
Spoil the rotten egg. It's like it's like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, the Earth is pretty much screwed over because of humans.
Yeah.
And so he still doesn't tell her that he's here to destroy the humanity and stuff, and planet. But he does mention though there's other aliens that want to use Earth as a strategic plan. Yes,
those are the reptilians.
It's like,
they're the ones that want to experiment on you and breed.
Yeah, and nasty stinking, but smell like punch. So I love how they got a deeper bond in this episode. I'm also trying to think what else would happen is too. I know that
we get a lot of personal time with Big Black and the mayor. They get a scene together, and Big Black says that the mayor's problem is that he can't say no. He doesn't know how to say no. And he goes on to say how basically his wife tells him everything to do. And he just takes down and take it. He needs to man up.
Yeah, and then remember the mayor says is like, well, I should think of a guy who basically had his deputy quit on him because he doesn't. Yeah, he can't keep his own deputy.
I don't think you should take advice on women from you.
Yeah, and I love how like Liv shows up. Or Liz, whatever, and he's like, she wants to get her stuff. He's like, what? Because the mayor walked in, he's like, what is he doing? Like, oh, I'm getting stuff for Liz. Like, oh, she sent you to get your stuff. She couldn't do her stuff. And he's like, and then wait, he sees her standing out there. He's like, you tell her, and the back thing, and she whispers in his ear, and like, and it's like, yeah, and just replying back and forth. And I love how that scene though before when he told him to man up, they got a little fight, a little match, like shouting match. Not really a shouting match. It was more like a standoff. The mayor goes into his office, slams. He's like, "Don't you dare slam your door!" It's just you're black, and he goes in his door, in his office, which is right across the hall, exactly mirror office, and he slams the door. And then he looks at the blinds, like, "Don't you look at it?" And he closes the blinds, like, "How dare you close?" And then they do the thing, open the blinds, close.
He calls his wife and says, "I'm making the dinner plans. We're going to this fancy restaurant. That's what's happening." Final, and ends. Then he goes over to the door again and pulls the blinds, and the sheriff is still there. What are you doing? What are you looking in here for?
So that's going on too. What's going on with that? And then we flashback to not flashback, but going back over to the glacier part where they're caught in the hole. Darcy is having a moment where she's recording stuff, saying how she's like, "I'm sorry to Judy for all this stuff. I'm gonna die," and so all my stuff. But then, like, you get a flashback of her. Remember when she first broke her leg after skiing accident in the Olympics? So Asta came. We get a much younger version of Asta with the younger hairstyle. Goes up there and I tells her, like, "Don't ever give up." It's like he's like, "You get up, you quit." So that prompts her to get back up, and she's like, it's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna die," and like, I'm gonna get out. I can do this because, especially, and she calls on the Asta, and Asta comes back and is like, "Oh, thank God you're alive," So they're gonna go for help while she's climbing, doing all that stuff. Asta has to deal with a Harry who is slowly getting more and more alien. His right arm is turned back into the 3 thing, we would call it, hand.
Yeah, the hand.
Yeah. Anyway. So, and it's more his forehead's getting more up, and it turns out he's bleeding the leg. So he's like, you need to take the torch here and just cauterize the wound. He's like, don't worry, my species can handle tremendous amounts of pain, And she does it and goes, "Ah!" I love how he's human now.
That goes throughout, and that's honestly what wakes Darcy up too.
I know.
Again and doing the whole video diary thing, but whenever she's remembering all those things about not quitting, she takes it and then she starts climbing again, even though she's like freezing.
And I thought she broke her hand at first because remember she wasn't using her hand as much. It hurt. Mm-hmm. She pulled the glove in. And she's like, "Yeah, I wasn't." She might have sprained it. But so while Darcy's doing this, Asta's dad ends up going to the sheriff and like telling me, they haven't reported in. I tried calling Asta. She hasn't been here at all whatsoever. And like, she missed her dinner date. And I was like, well, and I love how Sheriff Black's, well, maybe she just stood you up. Maybe she just, maybe she found something else to do. She doesn't want to do it. Whatever. He's like, well, I'm gonna go look for it. Like, there's a store ruling in, so that's gives us more like impending danger coming. Like now, it really puts the mood back on, the pressure on. We cut back to the three people: Darcy, Asta, and Harry. And I love how like Harry after this, the whole, I love that at first before he asked did the whole thing, this wound his leg. I love that he's like I need to go down there to his pants, like I go there. He's like, and she's like she pressed it up against his
the wrong leg.
she grabbed something that wasn't his leg. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, it felt good.
It's fine.
It's fine. It felt really good.
So another thing that we get to see are the government agents.
Yes.
They are trying to find the alien in town, and they don't know where the hell it could be. And at one point, the guy is saying, well, we're not going to find anything. It's time to call the military in. Then the person who's playing his wife takes him, puts him in a chokehold like he's going to just choke him out. And you can tell the struggle is about to end, Max's drawing of the alien hits the windshield,
which we saw before they even got into the RV. We saw it on the telephone pole.
Yes,
you're really much close. So they get the idea. They figure out where to go and stuff, and so that cuts over to the dinner scene of the restaurant, where the mayor and his wife, and he's gonna order for her. He's like, I'm gonna have the snails, and she's gonna have this. He's like, well, no, I'm gonna have the lamb. He's like, no, she's gonna have this. And he's kind of being a dictator, and like I'm thinking, like, idiots, what are you doing? It's like, and they finally he admits to her, it's like, that like that, well, you said you want me to take charge, and like you always agree with you all the time. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I literally meant to like that. So I just wanted to be partners, make mutual decisions together, not just I make everything, you agree with it. But I like it though when he went to like he's watching Liz, who's there with her boyfriend. It's usually he's a pilot that's usually helping out Darcy when they go over by the Glacier, the helicopter pilot. And so he starts seeing what she's doing. I was like, okay, they see how they're both sitting on the same side. He goes to sit over next to his wife, and he goes to kiss her, and she's like, Pichu pulls back, like he's cut his lip trying to eat the muscles out of the shell, and cut his lip. He's like, what? You don't want to kiss my own blood? And he's like, it gets a little temper tantrum. It's like, really? But I love how they make up. She ends up going to the bathroom, and this is where she runs into, I believe the character's now called Lisa, who she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be the guy's the wife, the military, the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And because the mayor's wife, she's in the stall, and there's toilet paper. She's like, can you hand me some toilet paper? And underneath, she hands her. So when she goes to wash her hands, they show up, and it's like, oh, yeah, can introduce himself. We're new to town. Me and my husband really go. And I love how she ends up getting the phone number from the mayor's wife, and the mayor's wife kind of invites him over a little bit, So there's gonna be a follow up in the next episode.
And in that moment, I believe Dan and Big Black show up at dinner.
Yes,
and saying that they're looking for Asta.
Yeah.
They end up going to head out and who do they see sitting at a table? Abigail, Sam's wife.
Well, no, she wasn't at the table. As you're walking out, the sheriff noticed that she's Abigail, Sam's wife, shows up with another guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's going on? And she's already moved on. And I told you, she murdered her.
So we go back. Darcy makes it to the what's it called? The
snowmobile at the very top of she gets out of the crevice.
She tosses a rope down, and Harry, at this point, he's looking more and more alien.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I can't go. She'll know.
But before they pull her up, before him up and all that stuff, Asta had to reach into his stomach, past his teeth and his arm, because he got little crumbs.
He has stomach teeth.
It was funny
I feel like there was a movie about an area where you had the sick and there were teeth there.
No, but the funny part is that his little baby arms grab onto her arm, and he's like, ah! Because what it was,
because he has extra arms.
He was bleeding, so they pull the blood out, got caught in his lungs, so she reached in there and she pulls it out. And I love how she's like, hands are out. Your hands are like blue from his. It's just like she's reaching in food coloring. And I'm thinking she gets out and he's be able to breathe again, and she's just sitting there. I'm thinking like, wash your hands in the snow.
I know, wipe them off. Wipe them off. Go ahead. It's gross. But yeah, whenever the rope is down, Asta quickly says no, she won't. They cover him up in ski gear, cover up his head and everything.
Yeah.
And
he's got the ski mask on. He's got the goggles. His head's up. You can't tell.
So Darcy shows just how damn strong she is. She pulls him up.
Yeah. I thought she would have drove the ski mobile, just drove it away with the rope pulling him up
to get help.
Yeah. But no, she managed to get him up, and then we later see them in the truck and in the back. And she called while they're going to the hospital. She calls her dad and tells her, "Can you meet me at the restaurant?" He's like, "We're sure. Like, yeah, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Just meet us there." As soon as Darcy goes in to get a nurse to get a wheelchair for Harry because he's injured, you see Astra get into Harry's truck and they speed off, and then you see Darcy come out, goes like, "What the fuck?" It's like it was basically like it's like what the heck. They go and we cut to Dan's walking into the restaurant. Remember it is, and you're seeing blood spots all over the thing, like blue. It's like what the heck going on? And as soon as he gets in the freezer, he's like, "Holy crap!" We see full alien Harry.
That's right.
Laying on there, and he's like,
"Hell no!"
He's like, "Let me close the freezer." He's like, "I know." He's like, "Dan, in your help." First of all, I'm pretty sure that's a violation. Broke every violation for health violation, having in there with all that stuff. He's like, "Don't you make sure he does not touch the fish whatsoever." Fish head there, and I love how Harry's just kind of like laying. It's like it's like it's like really, it's like, and it's like these people are so helpful to me. And in fact, they don't even realize that I'm going to kill them all after this.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Dan, while this happens, Asta has to go back to help, and they hear somebody out front, and she tells Dan Dan says he'll handle it, and she goes back to be with Harry. Dan goes out front. Big Black is there. He's saying, "Oh yeah, she called. She's here. It's okay." And Big Black is.
Well, remember, actually, Big Black said they said, "Well, we'll wait out here until the morning until the storm coming in. We can wait together." It's like and then Dan says, "Well, actually, no, she called. She's fine. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just closing up.
Yep. And Big Black does end up leaving.
But he's kind of suspicious though because he's not nearly acting normal. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's stressed the long whole day." It's like I'm just relieved.
Then we have Asta with Harry, and
Harry's still dying.
Yeah, and he kind of wants to die, because he's a failure. He feels like he's utterly failed. They didn't find the device in the cave. Except Asta then shows the ball that she found, which is the extinction device, and shows it to Harry. And that gives him the push. Where
it was glowing, and they're in a cave, it all of a sudden it shut off. And so they had no idea. The people in the army is like, what the heck? All of a sudden the connection to the ship was gone.
That's right.
So that's what's brought them to the small town Colorado. They had to look around to find it. So now, yeah. So I love how he's like, unknowing to them, they just brought me the device that'll kill them all. It's okay.
And he then tells Asta that she has to cut off his leg. And she takes the axe, holds it, and she's like, "I can't do it."
It wasn't an axe, it was a meat cleaver.
Oh yeah, sorry. But Dan, who is standing there now watching, he's like, "I can," and he takes it, and it ends with a chomp.
Yeah. Get on the scream again.
Yeah. So that's it. That's this week's episode. Dang, it was good. We got some more information about Harry, his species, lies and truths that he's telling.
There's a deeper connection to that too. Like for those people who were kind of secretly shipping Harry and Asta. Well, not anymore because he's all human. And even then, like we learned that if they did do it, she could die.
I didn't know there were people shipping.
There's always people shipping. They kind of they're because she's he's someone he cares about her. Remember how he basically like she was in danger the first episode at the cabin. He comes in, pulls Jimmy though. So people were kind of like shipping them a little bit, saying like I
didn't know that
because he's a nice guy. But
so I what I think ultimately will happen, because this has been confirmed for a second season.
Yeah.
Harry is going to choose to save the human race rather than destroy every human being on Earth.
I'm curious, so are anybody who's people going to show up and realize that he hasn't done his job?
I think that's next season's plot. And he has to fight against his own people to save, well, the human race. All in all, this is another...
I wondered, will he grow another leg?
He's not a reptilian.
I understand that though, but remember, it's like, how's he gonna blend in? What happened to your leg? Oh, it's gone.
It is a good question, and I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see. I'm ready for the next episode, man, and it's just a day away.
Just a day away. Tomorrow. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this is going to end this season. Obviously, with the military getting involved, is Harry going to kill the crazy assassin lady? And as the scientist guy that's just being harassed by her, almost killed by this lady, is he going to side with Harry and Asta?
I don't know. I think Harry has to change his position.
I think what is going to happen is that the general, who's or whatever, Linda Hamilton's character, is going to confront. She's going to meet Harry, and she's going to realize, like that he is not that bad of he's not a threat whatsoever, and they're kind of like going to form a bond.
Maybe
I don't think it's going to be like he's a menace. It's like even like
menace to society. Give me more pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think that's so she just wanted to meet the people. She's seen them once, and she wanted to meet. As far as we know, nothing bad happened. She doesn't have a vendetta against them. She just wants to prove she has to meet the person. So I'm hearing an echo now. I think your speakers might be. I'm hearing an echo, or was. Okay, it's gone now. Anyway. So that's it for the episode. I really enjoy these. I mean, this show is like not PC whatsoever, and it's refreshing because most shows have become PC. They come like a certain formula you have to do because you don't want to offend anybody. This show is like, we're gonna do what we want to do. If you're offended by that, you don't have to watch it. And I kind of like shows like that, and where we don't have to worry about canceling a show because it's offensive. Well, it's not, like I said, if people say me, maybe that show's not made for you, and that's true with everything. We as viewers, we all have the rights to decide what we want to watch and what we don't want to watch.
Yep.
So,
and you know what? I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to keep watching.
Heck yeah! Like I said, for those who want to watch this episode and the previous episodes, go to sci-fi.com or you can watch it through your Roku app. Or you can go on to Sci-Fi's own YouTube channel here, just at S1-Ep.8, and they have full episodes. And so, and I'm not sure if Sci-Fi is doing it for all the shows. I know Earp is now airing on Sci-Fi, but I know for sure that this show is being uploaded to their YouTube channel is free. So there you go. Like I said, I love this show, and it's gonna get better, and I'm gonna be sad when I have to wait for another season.
Yeah, but we will be waiting. We will make sure, and we will return next time resident alien comes around.
Yep.
So, everyone, speaking for myself and for the real doctor above me, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and always stay extreme.
All right, guys. Good night. And live long and prosper. I can't do the thing. I'm sorry. It's so awkward. Dun dun.